The game was never close in Tucson, Arizona, and West Virginia looked overmatched most of the game. What can we take from it? Can we glean any hope from this loss? And West Virginia just looked flat from the get go.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, guys? Welcome back in. My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host here, and welcome back into Locked On West Virginia, where we're talking Mountaineer hoops this afternoon. And ahead of this snowstorm we're all expecting, I know anticipatory for a lot of us. Some of you may be already experiencing it. But either way, our Mountaineers are hopefully going to fly in sooner than later on this, because otherwise you're not getting in here for a while. So be thinking about our Mountaineers as they try to fly home tonight. But this episode is going to be brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. And right now with FanDuel, guys, download the FanDuel app, download an account, and use that code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. And we appreciate your time there. Thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen and for being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where we're talking about your team and the Mountaineers every single day. Let's get into this post game really quick here. Obviously, West Virginia loses this game 88-53. Pretty sure. Let me make sure I got that right. I started getting this thing ready and it peaked over. But yeah, this was a rough one, man. I just wish West Virginia could have made some of those early shots. It could have made it different. Yeah, 88-53. Okay, we're good. Which makes Arizona 20-0 now, which is pretty wild. They're clearly the best team in America right now, or one of the best. I think the three top teams that we played have all demolished us. So I think we know where we stand as a basketball team. It's certainly not a top tier team. Certainly not a bottom tier team, at least. Seems like we're a mid-tier team that can't beat top tier teams, at least right now. For multiple reasons, which we'll kind of try to get into. But this game was kind of rough, man. Arizona's size, length, there was their size, it was their length, there was their physicality against the rim. They really used their size and athleticism to control the advantage on the paint in both ends. It seemed like West Virginia was just too tiny in this one. This was the first game where I feel like West Virginia has a major disadvantage on the glass, which coming into the season you would have thought would have been happening all year. So I guess in a way it's not such a bad thing, but on today it was a really bad thing. And West Virginia just couldn't consistently finish through contact with the bigger, stronger guys, and then struggled to protect the rim. So Arizona cleaned up. If you look at the offensive efficiency, Arizona just shot it significantly better. Their offense looked like they tore through our defense like hot knife through butter. It was not even hard for them. They have multiple guards that can move it, multiple guards that can shoot it, multiple bigs that can rebound it and get their own shot up. They're very much a complete team in this year's iteration of a high dollar NIL team. So, that there's a reason West Virginia's offense never really got into rhythm. There was a bunch of stalled possessions. There was a bunch of poor spacing. There was a bunch of, this team not being in rhythm. I mean, there were several shots by Honor Huff that he usually makes that didn't go in today. Arizona's free throw disparity was mighty in this game too. Arizona got to the line consistently and when it wanted to and converted, while West Virginia didn't get as many trips, contributing to a big scoring imbalance for most of the game. It's pretty crazy, man. And I'm not even saying there was cheating involved. I think it was just the philosophy. West Virginia was trying to come back the entire game. So they were shooting threes, right? And Arizona was just running their stuff, whether that was getting into the lane, and kicking it out or taking the shot. You know, they were getting fouled on these opportunities. West Virginia was just chasing his tail all night long. And there was obviously West Virginia turnovers, which led to easy transition points for Arizona, and it's just swung the momentum. And it really prevented West Virginia from establishing any offensive flow. Arizona really dictated the tempo too with that ball movement, man. Goodness, they were good. And I mean, to me, this is the best team I've watched with my eyes this year. And it was obvious to me from the first 10 minutes that we weren't going to win without Xavier-like shooting performance where we make 15 or 16 threes. Like, that's what would have taken for us to win that game. I hate to say that, but yeah, height and talent did beat us. That's right. Sometimes you're just not the better team, and I'm able to accept that in Ross Hodges' first year. If this is Ross Hodges' third or fourth year, you know, I can accept losing a game like this, but not by what we did today. I don't know if West Virginia will ever be a program that'll have a team like that one there, but you would hope so. I mean, we've got great talent coming in, but will we all be able to keep them on the same team? You know, that's the question. That's the big question that I want to know the answer to. So, rebounding margin, right? Arizona's front court really helped them crush the rebounding battle. West Virginia had very few second opportunities, extra possessions, whatever you want to call it. And that was a big deal, I think, from an Arizona perspective. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to get to some player notes really quick. Honor Huff, you know, he just didn't play well today, man. I get it. He can't carry us every game. But it seems like they were focused on Eagle staff today, for the most part, and Honor had some open shots. If Honor could have just hit his shots, I think it would have been a different game because they would have had to pull off of Eagle staff a little bit, and maybe he would have got a couple open shots, and I still think he's playing competently. He looked like he was competent with the ball today, but he just wasn't getting any openings. I wanted to see that, you know, because we need one to open the other up. And had it been the other way around, I don't know. Maybe we'd have been better off if they would have played the Honor type, but they didn't. I think Obioha was outmatched. You know, even when Chance Moore got into the lane and he was going to get an open layup, he got blocked. So none of it was good. It was all bad. West Virginia 13-7 on the year. The only player that I thought looked good early was Brendan Laurent, and that was it. Chance Moore did have 12 points in the game. So, but I think that came off a banked three and a couple free throws at the end as well. Everybody else, I mean, they looked rough. Jackson Fields once again didn't play, which tells you a lot. You know, I would say, you know what, man, we're kind of with the rotation we have. We're going to fine tune it as best we can and go as far as we can with it. I still think this team can get to 18, 19, maybe even 20 wins with this roster. But it's going to be a roster that, you know, anytime you run into a team like that, you're probably going to be in bad shape. But we'll see, you know. I mean, you never know. This team could go on a heater as far as shooting the ball. That's the one thing you have to hope for. By the way, Harlan Obioha shot a three tonight, and I was shocked at how good it looked. I wonder why he hasn't tried that a little more. I'm not saying all the time, but good Lord, you know. You definitely can hop in if you want. Absolutely. I'll send you a link really quick while we're on here, but I got a friend here asking to hop in. Troy, 1 second here, and I'll send you a link to hop in. But yeah, so obviously, guys, this is one of those things that I think West Virginia could have played a better game in had they just made those early shots, but they didn't. It's very unfortunate, and things like that happen, man. I think at the end of the day, guys, we're going to lose to really good teams. I mean, I know I'm saying the most obvious thing ever, but that's the truth. So, all right, Sent. I'm going to go to break really quick while you come in. All right, guys, we're going to go to break. We'll come back and we'll get Troy's thoughts on this right after the break. And this episode is going to be brought to you by our friends. Oh, we love our friends at FanDuel. And right now with FanDuel, guys, FanDuel is officially in playoff mode. Every game day during the NFL playoffs, FanDuel is giving customers even more ways to get in on the action, because right now, every NFL playoff game day, FanDuel users get a playoff profit boost pack waiting for them inside the app. Right now, every NFL playoff game day, FanDuel users will want that playoff pack, as far as I'm concerned, because it is a big deal. Each game day, you'll see the pack unloaded with multiple profit boosts you can apply to the bets you like most. Open your profit boost pack. Look, first thing on game day. That way you can see what boost you want to apply. Then the boost that you get give you more juice on the bets you already like, which is great, instead of forcing you to bet somehow new, right? That way you can make your picks, the apply, the profit boost, and then you can go after even way bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. Visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and grab your profit boost pack every playoff game day. And of course, in segment 2, we're going to crack a do and wait for Troy to jump in here. I sent that to his text messaging. Hopefully that's enough for him to get in here on. I'm not sure. But yeah, so there he is. And we're joined by Troy from Mountaineer Moment here to get a reaction from him on this this West Virginia Arizona game. It's obviously a tough loss for West Virginia, and a game where the Mountaineers were severely outmatched. I'm hearing an echo.
I think I'm good now. You got me?
Yeah.
Cool. No, man, I'm here.
I'm hearing an echo. Am I turned up on a TV or YouTube on a computer?
I'll just take my headphones off. You hear me now?
Yep.
Good?
Yep.
All right, cool.
No echo.
Sweet. Yeah, what a beatdown, huh?
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the overall game, man? Obviously, too much height, too much length, too much talent, too much good stuff being run on offense by them. Like, it was everything. I mean, the way they ran offense, I haven't seen that in a while. Like, that efficient level of – it was so good. I mean, if you like basketball, what they did was really good. But obviously, as a Mountaineer fan, I was upset. But, just remembering it, like, man – the way they would get into the lane, they had these great little plays designed to seal you off, get back door. Like, they had all kinds of cool stuff going on. Is anybody going to beat them? That's the question.
No, that is a fair question. I kind of said that over on Mountaineer Moment too. Like, they were that impressive. It was just painful because it came against us. I thought two things to me. I mean, obviously you knew they're 19-0, 6-0 in conference play. Like, they were really, really, really good coming in. But two things I think stuck out to me the most, one on offense, one on defense. One, they came in not shooting a lot of threes. Not that they shot a ton tonight, but they were very efficient, and they have shooters that are capable. And it wasn't even Jaden Bradley who's shooting like 45%. He didn't make one. So they knocked down shots, timely baskets. Del Orso got involved. A couple others.
Berries.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable. And then defensively, you already had talked about it, like their intensity, man, to defend without fouling, what they did for 40 minutes was really, really impressive. And I think, yeah, sure, there could have been a couple ticky-tack foul calls here and there, but by and large, they defended without fouling. You got to give them credit. They really brought it.
Right. Yeah, I made a post on social media about it. I said, it's just crazy the disparity in this game, in free throws. But I wasn't meaning it as an excuse for West Virginia.
Yeah.
It's just you don't see that, and then I mean I would have said had I thought it more to be added to that, but I think it was also just how discombobulated West Virginia was. I don't think you're in come from behind mode. So everything is a three. It's a long attempt. It sets them up in transition, so it's over and over again. You're doing everything that it's right in their wheelhouse that they like to do. I remember you did a video 3 months ago that they were the best team in the country. So it's not something that's been new to you for a while. What made you think that then, and what does that reaffirm in your mind now?
It sure does, even more so now. I think they just have it all, and that's rare. Even in college basketball nowadays, they got young, incredible freshmen with
The
a
elite
ceiling
big.
as high as anybody. They got elite bigs. They got Awaka, who comes off the bench almost averaging a double-double, which is absolutely insane to be that deep. They have, you look at their numbers just all season long. They have like 7 guys between 15 points and 8 points, which is unbelievable. Meaning you can have, we as West Virginia fans, you think he talked about it. You can't have Honor Huff have an off night and play against Arizona and expect to do much. Arizona can have 2 or 3 guys be off and go win games. They've seen that already this season. So they have different ways to win, which come March, that's big. And I always think guard play is huge in March. And they got Bradley and Burries, who are really, really good. So what did I have? The other thing that stood out to me too in this one, I just took a note of the rebounding. Obviously we knew that was going to be a topic coming in, discrepancy there. The rebounding margin final was 43-30 in favor of Arizona, but it was only 21-20 at half. So they really put a hurting on us at the boards in the second half too.
Yeah, what a tough one here. Obviously, though, for West Virginia, you look at this game and it seems like I said the other day, Troy, Ross Hodges found his 7 or 8 guys, right? I mean, you might get some Moa Gusick here and there now, but it seems like he's pretty well set, with Amir, Chance, DJ, Jasper, Honor, Trey, and Harlan.
Yep.
Surprisingly, Jackson's kind of been left out of this. I don't know what the reasons are. It's not my business to text him and ask, but I do wonder what the reasons are. Maybe he aggravated the wrist. Yeah, I mean, you never know, right? I don't want to make any speculation, but because he is a talented guy and maybe he's decided he wants to play somewhere else. I have no idea, but my mind will go all the way there if I let it, right? Speculating. Ugh,
yep.
That was weird.
I had the same thought with him. And then we had an Ugasuk sighting today, which was kind of crazy. We haven't seen him in a while. And
yeah,
I don't know, whatever the case is. I mean, our bigs were outclassed today, like you wouldn't believe. I mean,
well, yeah.
DJ Thomas trying that hook shot a couple times, getting stuffed, and then
he's going to be fine once he gets some
rebounder
more
being
strength.
Amir Jenkins is the problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been a couple times this year where you're right, but there's been a couple times where Cup has been like 7, 8 boards.
Yeah,
it's been pretty crazy. He probably did decent today too. What did he do today? No, he only had 1, but he was playing. Once he missed the first 3 or 4. I think once he went to that step back and it was just so off to the right. I was like, oh man, he's off. Which, here's another thing that I don't think gets enough publicity, Troy. The win-loss record of Big 12 teams on the back half of a whenever you go on a 2-game road trip like this is really bad. It's well under 500. I know that. I would like to figure out what it is exactly. I don't think I could in real time without severely just going on a big side quest. But so if West Virginia had played Cincinnati today on this second half of the road trip, because it's just like who came to us the last time on their second half of their road trip and lost? Who did we just play? It was just recently.
Not Kansas.
I'll let you know.
They were at home beforehand.
Maybe in Colorado.
Yes, Colorado played Cincinnati and then us. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. So, and obviously they played really poorly.
Yeah.
And they had been playing better. So, I think there is something to that. And maybe our legs were just a little bit. I mean, just think about it. Those guys have still been gone since Arizona State. Like it's literally weeks. Like a week or two. So, yeah, and now they've got to fly back through a snowstorm that. Oh my, it's scary, right? I don't know if they're going to be able to avoid it and go a different direction, but geez, man,
Get home. Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously big loss. We'll go to break really quick, come back, and I'll catch Troy off guard with something. All right, guys, we're going to talk about our friends at TurboTax. And look, when it comes to TurboTax, guys, I got to be honest, man. I need my taxes done, and I have to do them the hard way, which is like I have to remember what I make, and I have to just pay a lump sum. I don't know what it is. So somebody come help me if you're a TurboTax guy. Tax season doesn't have to be about taking over your life. This year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever just to hand things off and move on with your day. With TurboTax full service, you can get your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert, start to finish without the stress or guesswork. Instead of spending hours trying to figure out forms, you can meet with a local TurboTax person and connect online. They handle everything from W-2s to self-employed forms and work to get every deduction for you. You can upload your documents, go about your day, and get updates in the middle of the night if you want, right in the TurboTax app. For a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150. All in, baby. If a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year, all you have to do is file by February 28th. Take your taxes off your plate and get back to your life. You can do it today by visiting turbotax.com/local to get your appointment today, Junior. And of course, we are here with the indomitable Troy.
Jump
from
jumping
Mountaineer
right into
Moment.
your show, man. Thanks for you could have ignored me. You could have been like, I don't even see
That's
that
all good.
comment.
You're my guy. Okay, so if I can find this thing to click back, oh, there it is. It's all the way up here. What do you think about the portal hall?
Oh my goodness. That did catch me by surprise. Man, I have two thoughts. One, you brought in a lot of talent. My second thought on that, though, is I need you to convince me that it's not just a repeat of last year, because we brought in some guys I was really excited about that were really talented all over the field, and it simply didn't work out. The bunch I'm most excited about talent-wise is the offensive line, and I think that's worth the hype, because last year was so bad. And then you pull up all the numbers on these guys, and it's like, this guy hasn't given up a sack in 3 years. This guy's given up one in the last X amount of time. That's really encouraging. And you're bringing some big names in from, those receivers, in from LSU and USC. I mean, that's encouraging. So,
well, last year is just okay. So last year was like this. What is today's date? January 24th. There still was another secondary portal window opening, right, in February. Right. And also National Signing Day was still happening. So you had some players out there that were still holding out for those two windows last year. This year, that went away, and that all happened one window, right? Mm-hmm. So Rich Rod was in a situation where he didn't get those first two windows, and he had to build a team off of what was picked over, and either they decided to hold out, or they decided to, for whatever reason, not pick these kids or offer them enough to get them, right? Some of these guys may have had other issues, like we saw Jamori Robinson. Like, how the hell did you pull that off, right? Well, we know why now. We know why he was available, because maybe he didn't have any eligibility, right? Which is why we took the kid from SMU, the running back, that would have made a huge difference this year. Yeah. He didn't have any eligibility, and so you start to look around to that roster. They took a lot of chance on talent they didn't get. unfortunately, that didn't work out. So that's number one. Number two, I think they, just like a Sincere Bowers, you tried to scale up from not one level, not two level, but three levels down with a lot of that talent. And it's just, you can't build a roster with that many guys you're trying to scale up like that. Like you might be able to take a shot on 3 or 4 or something and you'll hit on one, but there's no way you can take 40 and expect the roster to be stunk. So I mean, that's a lesson I learned. Like, cause I drank some of the Kool-Aid, right?
Yeah,
I'm guilty.
right.
I mean, I had to sell them on the show here, but I mean, the guys you brought in this year there's a large majority of them are Power 5 guys. A lot of them are D1 bounce backs. And a lot of them are ready to make the jump. So like a Wes King or somebody like that. So, if you look at Durham Campbell, for instance, he just texted me the other day and said, "Hey, I got some new highlights out on from my time at Coastal Carolina." Went and watched them, banging highlights, which I would suggest anybody go watch. Durham Campbell, the defensive end from Coastal Carolina, just put out some new stuff. And my cat's driving me crazy here, man. I wish people would really get excited about him. Obviously, Toby Hostrup. Have you seen his stuff yet?
Mm-mm.
The Oregon defensive end is a 6'5".
I've seen he's a specimen. Yeah,
well, and he runs a 10-8 100 meters at that 6'5", 250. So that's you can compete. So I mean, he's a 5-star talent. I don't know if he's not. Look, he's not great at that, but he's got that ability to get there. So West Virginia brought in a lot of talent that has to grow.
Yep.
They're still bringing in 1 or 2 more guys. So yeah. I mean, at least from what I've been told. So another big one to be excited about is definitely Devin Vass. And I had Devin on the show. I don't know if you saw that or not, but
that's great.
I've got the all 22 tape of him versus Utah, and it's every single offensive play Kansas State had versus Utah, and it's all from it's 2 angles. It's from the side and it's from the back, and man, he just dominated Utah snap after snap after snap. I get so excited about him when I think about that tape. And look, he had everything thrown at him because he was young. They were trying to, I don't know if it wasn't his first start. It was like his third start with the team. So they're like, oh, they got this rookie basically at right guard for K-State. Because K-State brought in, I had John Kurtz on to ask him about this. And he was like, yeah, man, we had a USC guy. We had a Penn State guy that we paid to come in to be our guards, and then Vass basically beat them both out by game 7 and overtook them and ended up being down the stretch one of their best offensive linemen. Right. So I do think that there ain't no, and I know what his situation, like there's almost no way he won't be one of the 5 unless if he's not, then whoever is really good, Right. There are positions of worry, obviously. Like it's not all sugar and candy, but what's your thoughts on the quarterback situation, real quick? Obviously, Hawkins is that elite runner, right? But
yeah,
I've been saying this for the last 2 weeks. Year 1 to year 2 jumps are usually massive.
Yeah.
And what would Scotty be? What's he going to be? Is he going to be so far ahead? He may be. Yeah,
no, it's going to be a battle, I think. And I don't know if it's going to be like last year where, we don't really know until game day who's coming out week 1. I don't know what Rich Rod's thinking right now. He probably don't know yet, but I think it will be a battle. I mean, if you get – now I get that Austin Kendall from Oklahoma didn't exactly pan out fully like we were thinking, but if you get a quarterback –
why you gonna bring up Kendall for?
Who is at Oklahoma, QBU, and he comes to Morgantown. There's a reason Oklahoma recruited the kid. So
and there's also a reason they kept on recruiting over him once he was there.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
We'll see, man. He's an elite runner, man.
He is, and I've said, it's funny. You probably heard me say this. in order for Rich Rod's offense to be truly the best that it can be, you have to have an elite running quarterback. And I've always felt that way. But with Scotty, it's like I do feel like he can run well enough if you need him to. And, man, can he – his passing – the passing potential with Scotty really intrigues me. But then his relative jumps in here and tells me that Michael had a 55 touchdown, 3 interception senior year, which he did. So I'm like, okay, I get it. You know, because Michael can throw it. Not like he can't. It's not like he's not your typical can really run it but struggles as a passer kind of guy.
Yeah.
No, he can really sling it around too. So I just wonder, here's what's going to give Michael a chance, I think, to overtake Scotty. You know, had some of the guys stuck around like Cam Vaughn, you know, like Rodney Gallagher, guys like that, Scotty would have had a major jump then because of that chemistry. And now Michael and them, they're both learning with these new receivers. So, you know, I get it. Like, it's going to be a battle. I still think Scotty has an edge going in. Michael can definitely make up for it. And we'll know, you know, we probably won't know until game day. And they'll probably both play unless somebody really just sets himself apart.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to figure that they both will. Rich Rod's got something up his sleeve, and he tends toward that direction versus one over another. So, yeah, but that's a good point. I hadn't even thought about that. Obviously, with the only leg up that Scotty has on him is in the system. It's not with the people around him.
Yeah, right. You know, obviously, hopefully, you're hoping the talent jump is going to make a difference. But yeah, like I know a couple of the guys that are coming in this year that I've gotten cool with have played on really good teams. So I'm going to be keeping in contact. I'm like, you know, like, is it close? You know, is it close to what you've seen before? It was really good. I wonder if that's possible to know, you know, like if you weren't a really good, you know, let's say conference championship level team at Power 4 and you go to another spot that's kind of rebuilding a little bit and maybe they get some mojo together. Do you think that you're so bought in? Do you think it's impossible for you to be objective about it? Because that's what I struggle with. Like whenever I ask them, I'm like, how are they supposed to tell me it's not, you know? I have had a couple guys say that we're working on this or that, you know, and things, but for the most part, it would be hard. Yeah, exactly.
For that reason, and for just the simple fact that, like, you know, you might be on a really, really good 10-win conference champion team, but you might have been 3 plays away from having 7 wins, you know, like as far as what separates like that next level sometimes can be really small.
We saw that under Neely B. And listen, man, listen, he's got I won't be surprised if they win 10 games next year in Texas.
Oh yeah.
They've got some monstrous talent coming in. I don't know how they did it. I mean, they got some guys that they got a lot of really good players, didn't they? Yes, who else did they get from West Virginia besides Jaheim? I'm trying to remember. Let me look really quick before we get off here, because it's crazy. Yeah, because they got it's a pretty crazy portal haul.
Where's Nico gonna land, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to know that myself, man.
Yep.
Seems like he's one of those guys that's kind of aiming for that next window potentially. All right, so they took a kid from we're looking for the West Virginia ones though. Gosh, wow, they got a lot of dudes. Jason Cross. Yep. Jaheim White, obviously. That's not the only ones. They've got other ones. I mean, I'm not seeing them on here, but there's like 1 or 2 more I thought that went to. I think so. Oh, yeah, they got Taven Jackson. That's right. They're from UCF. Yep. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I mean, how in the hell did they get him? and Jaheim White. Like, Taven Jackson, I'm shocked that he didn't go Power 4. We saw what he did against us.
Yep.
I mean, I know that he wasn't really great for USCF all year,
Neil's
but
cooking.
like he's a guy that was a high-end 4-star player coming out of high school that was just thrown into it at UCF on a bad team last year, just like we were, with 80-something new players. And, man, he cooked us. And I couldn't believe he wasn't able to find a Power 4 spot. But maybe he thought North Texas would be a great spot to follow up Mestamaker in. Taven will be in a spot next year, most likely to ascend.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they brought in a bunch of dudes, man, from Power 4. Like, I'm looking at this roster, Jaheim White, Jason Cross, obviously, oh, yeah, that's right. I remember now. The other guys are West Virginia players from other places. They got the big Missouri tackle we lost from last year. What was his name? Our tackle from last year that transferred, we really needed him. Johnny Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They got him. He's 6'7", 327. He went from us to Missouri last year. He was in line to be our starting tackle.
Yep.
And then they also got – you'll never believe who else they got, which you may not remember this. I don't know how closely you follow recruiting. Justin Benton, the kid out of Georgia.
Yes.
Almost 5-star defensive tackle. He's a 93 rated defensive tackle. And he was between us and Houston and Kentucky. And he went to Houston. And then he redshirted. And then he played last year there. And then transferred out. And he ended up at North Texas. But goodness gracious, man. I'm sorry. He went to East Carolina first.
That does happen in this era of the portal, right? Because you might not get them on your first stop, but they might be attracted to you on your next. It's crazy, man.
I can't believe how many people Neil brought in. 46 guys. Wow.
Wow is right. That's wild.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be so interesting to see what he does with the new canvas and not the same coaches and all that. Something in my gut's telling me that Neil's going to do well. I don't know what it is. And I don't know. That doesn't mean I think he's supposed to be,
right.
This cat. She's just jumping all over me. But anyways, guys, we're going to jump out of here. I appreciate Troy for jumping in stream. I got to do another video. So we got a commitment the other day. I still haven't broken down yet. So I need to break him down. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you go check out Mountaineer Moment with Troy. It's right there that's the name, Mountaineer Moment. You type that in, boom, you'll be locked into one of the better analytical guys, one of the better backgrounds around too. What is it, blue or orange right now?
It's usually blue. It looks the best. So yeah, thanks for letting me jump in. Mountaineer Moment, go over and check it out. Mountaineer Paul, you're a legend. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. All right, guys, for Troy, for me, tough loss for West Virginia today. Make sure you check out that Everydayers Club. We're trying our best with it. I honestly don't know if anybody signed up. Let me know if you signed up for this. The Everydayers Club, it's with lockedonpodcasts.com/Everydayer Club. I'll put the link in the chat right now. And let me know if you signed up for this. Basically, you get, ad-free, which is pretty cool. No ads is really cool, I think. And then you also get members-free Discord service, which means, me, guys like Drake Toll from Locked On Big 12, anybody that you may listen to in the network, if you listen to anybody else, you should be able to kick it with. So that's it, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Hope you're having a great one, and we're out of here.